Alright, I'm told we're live. So let's begin. Alright, before we start I need to change some options.
Hello.
So I'm WLP Beta, and with me I have Poker Falkovati. We're changing some controls before we start. Some of them are personal preference, some of them are actually specific to some starts. So I need to make sure that I get everything right here. This game was released in 2002 by Illusion Softworks and gathering of developers from the Czech Republic. I'll tell you when to start the timer. This is not a Frenchman, no.
I used to be a taxi driver. Even though I wasn't making much and I worked from dawn to dusk, I was glad to be working.
Alright, 3, 2, 1, go.
Now listen carefully. Gotta shake these clowns behind us.
Alright, first of all, we are putting a
that includes you.
chase mission over here. As far as the story goes, my character is Thomas Angelo. He is a taxi driver in the city of Lost Heaven.
Step on it, they're still on our tail.
And we have a random encounter with some gangsters who really want to kill our new clients, so we need to avoid getting stuck, and we need to escape the gangsters. You'll see me on the way making them crash into some stuff, like just like that. I need to have as much distance as possible from them. There is a set amount of distance past which I will unlock the next part of the mission, which is going to Salieri's Bar, which will be a hub of operations for the whole run.
Step on it or we're done for.
So you were waiting to trigger a certain Sam's line that he says when we actually pass the trigger.
Yeah.
Move it, or I'll waste you before they do.
Seems like I'm struggling to lose them right now.
We're going slower than a trolley car.
Sometimes if you start the game you can get your tire popped right away and it's a reset basically done.
Oh yeah. There are
So good thing it didn't happen now.
yeah, there are some reset points right at the start of the game. Hopefully I don't have to reset right now, but even if I do, it probably won't be more than once. Depends if I lose them like right now. Oh yeah, don't play Mafia 3. Absolutely.
Yeah. Mafia 3 doesn't exist. Yeah, so this mission is you can do it pretty consistently in a marathon, though sometimes it's pretty consistent, but it's not always fast, so you sometimes reset just because you don't lose them too fast.
No, we didn't lose them, so
the very last point where you can... Oh, okay. The very last point where you can lose them is right before the bar. You can make them crash in the next to last turn, and then you lose them right before the bar.
Yeah, but in that case, they actually chased me into the park, which means we're not gonna lose them there.
Step on it, they're still on our tail.
My taxi! Jesus Christ! They don't even need to chase us. You'll kill us yourself.
Gabe and found Mafia 3 for you. That's a good thing. Alright, the gangsters flipped their car, so we're not gonna reset anymore. When they flip their car, we lose them always. That's good.
Great! We made it!
Good work, brother. Now take us to Salieri's Bar. I'll show you the way.
I think I have a pop tire. You can hear the sound. This game is, you can find this game the retail version, if you look on like eBay or whatever, that's the best one to get. Or you can get it on Steam or GOG. The Steam and GOG
it was
version.
unavailable. Yeah, the Steam and GOG version is available since like a few months ago, I think.
Yeah.
And it's kind of new because this game was available on Steam, then it wasn't anymore, and it cost a lot of money to get it as a gift. And it's back on GOG and Steam now, so yeah, it's great.
Yeah, the reason why it was pulled off in the first place was because of DRM. So now that it's back, they actually removed most of the music in the game, which kinda sucks, but you can easily replace it if you just look around.
The almighty Mafia speedrunning Discord found a solution like within 24 hours of the of the release of the GOG version.
Yeah.
For I think it was both for the downgrade to 1.0 and for the music to get it back.
Yes. The downgrade for 1.0, the reason why we play on 1.0 is because of the race. There are not many differences between version 1.0 and version 1.2, except we can't do the race skip that we'll see later, and some minor stuff like Tommy's eyes being different.
You always drive like this?
Don't worry, I know how to drive.
And HUD music. Yeah, not music, but HUD.
Aren't you going a bit too fast?
No problem.
Alright, the
This
bridge is
is the
down.
Aren't you going a bit too fast?
And oh, the bridge is down. Nice. This is the taxi mission in which we're supposed to take passengers with us. We can skip the first 3 of them by just you can move forward if you're near a passenger, but you can move backwards. So we just do that. If they start the line, they stop and they don't move anymore. So we can just reverse, and then when they finish their line, we can just run away.
Yes, so
Only works for the first 3 passengers, but still we can skip them.
yeah, so I'm supposed to be taking passengers around in my taxi, but I don't take the passengers in.
The funny thing is they can complain and speak to you even though they're not physically there.
Okay,
Oh, yeah.
drop me off here at the steps.
Now, this mission is called Running Man. It's the worst mission in the run by far. Not only does we have a reset point right at the start,
taken? I need to go to the hospital and you are.
No problem.
but it has a bunch of fail conditions that we really don't like.
Ouch!
For example, if you run over any pedestrian, it's mission fail. If the cops want to arrest you, it's mission fail. If you go over 120 kilometers per hour, it's mission fail. If they're complaining, if you crash too much, it's mission fail.
I'm starting to get scared here.
What's funny, the way they complain, it's pretty consistent. At least it was pretty consistent for me. Then I switched PCs and it started getting completely different. So I assume it's like really random. Because I remember like I ran this game a lot on my old PC. I remember people complaining in like certain places, and then I switched PCs and they switched places. So that's really weird, but. It depends on the runner pretty much.
Yeah, it's random.
too fast.
You ain't scared, are you?
Can't you slow
Frame
down
drops?
a little?
Am I dropping frames?
We're doing fine.
Oh yeah, if you abandon the taxi, it's also mission fail. But yeah.
Here it is.
Alright,
Drop me off in front of the
we're
entrance.
down 2 passengers.
Thanks. Here's the fare.
Oh yeah, no, the last one never complains, right? Kappa.
Yeah,
I'm lucky
totally.
you're here. I need to get to the
This
theater on
this
Central
mission
Island.
is so crap. It
Take
took
the
me like an
Juliana
hour
Bridge
on my
so that we
first
can get there
playthrough when I was just
quickly.
used
Whatever you
to
want.
GTA driving super fast and cutting corners and stuff. Because this
Ow!
this driving system is
Do you
completely
even know
different
how
from
to drive?
anything you've ever known,
I
probably.
know how to drive.
Have you played this game for the first time?
I should point out the driving controls. There are 2 sets of keys that I'm using to drive. Primary keys and secondary keys. The reason why there's a difference is because this game actually has support for controller and steering wheel.
Drive
And
slower.
secondary keys are meant for controller and steering
Ease
wheel.
off a little.
therefore, if I bind secondary keys to keyboard, what we have is only a 0 and a 1, whether the button is pressed or not. So you'll see the wheels of the car turn completely right away without any animation, while with primary keys those are meant for keyboard, and therefore the steering is smooth. Now the reason this matters is because secondary keys allow us to control the car much more easily, but they lose us more speed.
But yeah, if you use the secondary keys, like the chance of spinning is kind of lower, usually, if you do it well.
Secondary keys allow you to not spin out most of
Here's
the
the
time.
money. Goodbye.
Here is the first passenger that I cannot actually skip. I mean, I can skip taking him in, but then the game soft locks, so we don't do that.
You cannot progress in the mission. Because he triggers the next guy, so and the next guy triggers the final cutscene, so you need to take those two guys with you.
Oh yes, the recurring theme of the game is inconsistent programming. This check program is just all over the place. Nothing is ever the same.
Oh, come on, Norma, he clearly said when they complain. So you can go over 120 kilometers per hour only if they complain. So you have to be careful with the last passenger because he pretty much always complains. So you have to be really careful on Giuliano Bridge because going down you can go as fast as, I don't know, 140.
Oh yes, I've done that way too many times.
I failed the mission like twice or even more times just by being stupid and going too fast there.
Here's a skip.
Yeah.
This is a road.
That's a jumping skip, and you just cannot go too fast here. But it's just sometimes pretty much random. You can just flip your car randomly.
It only happened to me like once or twice, not very often.
Yeah, I flipped my car in the very middle, like lately. So that was really
Oh yeah, that's the worst. I should also explain why I'm looking backwards all the time. I'll be doing that in a lot of the missions. The reason why we do that is, just like in a lot of GTA games, if you look backwards, cars don't spawn, or they might even despawn.
and it's pretty consistent.
Can you take me there?
It's consistent, and it also applies to cop cars, which is why we do it.
Go across the Giuliano Bridge.
Yeah, despawning a cop car right in front of you is such a good feeling, especially if you're going too fast.
This is the more consistent on the console version of the game, but still, the console version pretty much has no skips, except for like fire skip. Oh god, that pedestrian decided to turn around midway through the road. There's some perfect AI. Again, if I ran over a pedestrian I fell in this mission.
I said over the Giuliano Bridge.
Yeah, the pedestrians do weird things in this game, and mostly you just wanna avoid being near them. You just wanna avoid being even 2 meters away from them. You just don't wanna be close to them because they behave really stupidly sometimes, and they just can move towards you instead of running away from you.
Yeah, and also sometimes it counts as hitting them even though you didn't even get close to them.
Yeah, so it's really, you just want to avoid any contact or even being close to pedestrians.
Shouldn't you slow down a little?
Don't worry about the shots
really
fired.
Think you're driving too fast?
Don't worry about the shots fired, those will be coming soon, TM.
Down a little.
Now here he's complaining so I can't go over
Don't you think
120.
you're driving too fast?
You ain't scared, are you?
Bit of a shortcut here. 3 hours of driving? Nah, don't worry. The run starts slow, but it really picks up after a while. After like fair play, you've got some really good skips.
Don't you think you're driving too fast?
You ain't scared, are you?
This guy is lovely,
No problem. You're doing fine.
Shouldn't you slow down
loves
a
complaining.
Doing
You nearly got us
Okay,
killed.
the thing about despawning, you can despawn pedestrians if they're on the sidewalk, but you cannot despawn pedestrians that are crossing the street. There are a few places when the pedestrians are crossing the street. They're pretty dangerous because you cannot despawn pedestrians there, and you can run over a pedestrian pretty easily. So you could look out for those.
Also, they can even spawn if you're close enough, even if you're using reverse cam. Alright, we're nearing the end of Running Man. We have one last section that
Here we
is
are.
known for its
Drop me
RNG.
off at the car lot. This should cover it. Keep the change.
Yeah, that's why Running Man is such a shit mission. Even if you get
I need a coffee
Even
break.
if you get to the end of the taxi part, there's still the running part, and it's completely RNG.
Here I'm gonna do a start
clear to
that
me that I
we
had
don't
to get
usually
out
do
of there
because
fast.
it's
I couldn't handle that animal on
a bit
my
lower,
own.
but
I said to myself that now was probably the right moment
it's
for Mr.
pretty impressive.
Salieri
So
to show
this
his
is a
gratitude.
wall,
Mr.
or
Salieri's
it's
bar
not.
was just down
Gotta
the
get to
street.
Salieri's
The sight of
bar.
it was certainly a lot nicer than a baseball bat to my head.
So there are failing triggers all over this map, but we can. There are a couple of places where we can avoid them. That's one of them. So now we're out of bounds. There's a pretty good chance that the enemies that are shooting at me, shots fired, will fall out of bounds and die. Hopefully. I'm not gonna
normally
use
you
the
have
jumping
wall of
glitch. Anyway, this is normal. And now we need to get back in bounds, which means we need to skip another failing trigger. Oh, that's rude. Here, me over. To skip this failing trigger that's right on these crossroads, I need to jump over it. And if I do it wrong, I can fall out of bounds.
Gotta get to Salieri's bar.
But I did it right. Oh yeah, the music in this part is pretty good. Enjoy it. You will hear this music exactly one more time during the run. Alright, as far as story goes, where were we? We are still a cab driver, but since we helped Salieri's gangsters, now Morello's gangsters are after us. We have no choice but to go to Salieri and ask for help. And so that's how we become a mafioso. On to the next mission. Yeah, copyright music. That's all stuff that have been removed from Steam and GOG. Here is the best car in the game, the Bolt Ace. You can put your Bolt Ace emotes in chat. Should be under the FFZ. So this car, this amazing car, has 2 gears, no handbrake, and it has a maximum velocity of about 90 kilometers per hour. Is that a lot? No, that is lower than the normal way. But whoa, nice sidewalk. That is lower than the normal way. But it's...
Yeah, it was more like an interesting thing to do this out of bounds. It's not really faster.
Yes.
You can just run like normally and then whoa, really nice sound. You can also you can also just run away like normally, and then in the very end you take a wall clip, and that kind of helps you lose the guys. That's also a thing you can do.
Oh yes, we have many ways of clipping through walls in this game. One of them can be used in that part. Now here I'm gonna blow up my car, because I like explosions. I'm gonna make sure the pulley is not over there, is more on this side, and then we can go.
Oh,
Now,
nice RNG.
yeah, there is a reason we do that, and there is also a reason why we blow up our car. That triggers an Easter egg. You might have seen the screen fade into black. the Easter egg involves spawning a car, also because of the insurance, yes. We want all that insurance money. But don't tell the company.
The problem with this part is in this game, to steal a car you need to know how to unlock it, and at this point you pretty much only know how to unlock the Bolt Ace, the different models of Bolt Ace. So if when you blow up a Bolt Ace, you still need to wait for another Bolt Ace, and that can your new Bolt Ace can appear like pretty much in a second, or you can just wait for it for like a minute. So
that's all up to
RNG.
RNG with car spawns.
Irritating.
But here is our new car. Now this car is not very much faster than the Bolt Ace. Its maximum speed is about 180, I think.
A tiny bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, just a tiny bit faster.
Yeah, you can see we can even exceed the speed limit in reverse. And this is the car that we'll be using throughout most of the run. I'm going to skip this cop car here. You can see the speed limiter near the speedometer. When I activate it, I won't be able to go over the speed limit. Cops in this run are a huge pain in the ass, because there's pretty much anything you do triggers the cops. If you go over the speed limit, you trigger the cops. If you run a red light, you trigger the cops. If you run over a pedestrian or an object, you trigger the cops. If you have a gun in your hand, you trigger the cops. And the cops can prevent you from triggering most mission-related triggers, so...
Yeah, there are some good ones that trigger despite your wanted level. But we like them a lot.
Yes, some triggers still go.
Yeah, the thing is, Bolt Thrower is so fast you usually can just run away from cops. So if you're going really fast, you don't really slow down to 60 just to not trigger the cops. You either despawn them or try to run away from them.
Yes, so unless we're pretty much close to our destination, we skip the cops. Here I'm gonna blow up all those cars. The mission is to beat up these cars with a baseball bat, but that's low. And we don't like doing that, so we
Like
position the cars, in a way so that the Molotov cocktail blows both of them up, and then the third one also blows up.
Like the main goal of the mission is to just blow all three cars, and the problem is we don't have two Molotovs, we only have one of them. So we position the cars so that we can blow all of them up with just one Molotov.
Yes. And we're going back to Salier's bar again.
And this is probably the first thing that people call cheating if they see a speedrun of this game. Like, I remember seeing comments under Lambox's runs where people complained about using the Bolt Thrower.
Yeah,
like
good old cook, yeah.
So yeah. Baseball bats are slow, so we don't like them, yeah.
Yeah, well, we used the baseball bat like a couple of times during the run. Maybe one time.
Yeah.
Better get used to it, and that's it. We used to use it in JFR, but we don't anymore. Will I do Vincenzo gun skip? Do you mean in visiting rich people? If so, then I don't know. I'll see. Alright, that's it for Molotov Party. The next mission is Ordinary Routine. Let's see if I can go fast enough to catch this cycle, and I can. I am not using Italian stats. Yeah, so here is Ralph. He gives us cars that we usually don't take, but we still have to talk to him.
And hey, Tommy, I got this here, baby. It has about 40 horsepower and goes
Thank you,
almost
Johnny.
60 miles an hour.
40 horsepower and 60 miles an hour. That's my type of car. And we get a gun from Vincenzo. He's the Don's gun expert, and he always gives us the worst guns possible.
Funny thing is, if you play this game casually and you watch the cutscenes, every time somebody says it's that something is gonna be an easy job and you don't need a gun, and you take it just in case, it's gonna be hell.
Thanks.
Absolutely.
It's just usually like that. So this mission is supposed to be super easy.
Let me see if I can get stuck in there. Oop.
Ain't nothing
Ah,
swanky, but it's
I
a
fell
good
down.
enough drive. You get into it easy. You just take this
Take this little baby, stick it in here, fry it a little,
Fry it a little, and when
and
it
when it
clicks,
clicks, you got it.
It's a piece of cake.
Thanks, Ralphie.
Oh yeah, so Mary, except I wouldn't have the fucking bolt over afterwards. Alright, so should we take the fast car or the slow car? I think I'll go with the slow car. Actually, I have to go with this one because it's a 4-door, and a fast car is a 2-door. Sadly, we need a 4-door in this mission.
Supposed to go to a restaurant on Central
But we
Island.
haven't found any way to skip this.
We've tried. I think a few people tried a few times to actually do something about this part, and we just got us full tour with you, but that doesn't really help. That doesn't really help at all.
Yes. Like, I have been able to... Magnus, please. I have been able to get Polly to get into the ball tower, but then the triggers don't happen, so... We have to take this card, but don't worry, there are only exactly 3 missions in the run where we need a 4-door instead of a 2-door, and in 2 of those we don't really want to take the ball tower anyway. Or, well, in one of them we take it anyway, in the other one we don't want to take it. Who's the other guy? Dave Poker, Johnny. Mr. Fakovati, yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Fuck or what? What was that?
Fuck or what? Why? Yes, yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Here it is.
Now we have some nice waiting.
So even though this mission is still kind of bad because this car is pretty slow, it's kind of a relief because you can hit pedestrians and you don't have to worry about that at least. So it doesn't really fail the mission because the guys don't really care. So that's pretty much a lot better than Running Man. Though you still have to be careful about the police. Though what's a new thing in this mission now? You also have policemen spawning on the streets, like patrolling, walking the streets. You didn't have that. You don't have that in any of the earlier missions. That's the first one where cops spawn also on the sidewalks and not only in cars.
Open to the Pompeii bar.
Yes, and cops on the sidewalks can actually screw us over as we go to the Pompeii bar now in Hoboken. Oh, let's do ticket stats. I actually didn't see the cop car. So let's go fast, yay!
Okay, officer. Here's the dough.
Hope it won't happen again.
This is RNG manipulation, don't worry.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like real,
don't crash into me, cop car.
really, getting a cop car here is just incredibly unlucky, and you don't really have a chance against a cop car right now if you don't have the bolt thrower. With bolt
Yes.
thrower, you just speed up and you don't really care. But with the bolt,
But Model B,
Model B?
you pretty much can't outrun the
it's
cops.
horrible. Yeah.
Oh, we had a reset, Johnny, don't worry. We had a reset in Offer You Can Refuse. So yeah, this car is better than the Bolt Ace. It has a maximum speed of 105 instead of 90. And I got another cop car here. Body's turning. The motor car is obviously the best car in the game, yes. Too bad it's only in the game files and not actually in the game. So that is still a road, that one.
Here it is. Pull in, Tom.
Pull in, Tom. Yeah, you should do that, Johnny. This waiting section is slower, shorter than the other one. Takes less time for Polly to do his thing in the Pompeii bar.
Now we're gonna take in some country air. Heading to Clark's Motel out of town.
Ooh, kinky. The poor taxi driver.
Out of the way.
Alright, now we're going to the countryside. We will only see the countryside a few times during the run. There is actually a free ride mode in which you can go to the countryside and explore it as much as you want. It's pretty detailed, there are quite a few roads. This game is not exactly open world, in which the missions are all in a linear order. However, there is some open world aspects, like having the free ride mode in which you can wander around the city, and the city is very big.
And there's also Freeride Extreme, which is just more non-linear adventure, I guess. You have like 20 missions and then pretty much open world then.
Oh yeah, that one is definitely open world. That one you can do the missions in any order which you want. GTA style. Alright, now if you're itching to see some shots fired, they're coming up. I'm going to shoot the window because the window insulted me. Revenge.
That's regular routine.
And like really, there is a guy behind the window and inside the model, and the guy is our like main target. And if we kill him, the mission ends. Normally, you'd have to run around the model, enter it, kill a bunch of guys, rescue Sam, do some other stuff. You can just skip all of that by just killing the guy through the window.
Yeah, the place is a big shootout that we don't do. A big shootout followed by a car chase that we don't do.
Hey, Ralphie.
Because we just killed
Got
the
some
last
news
guy.
about this job? Sure, Tommy. You need to go to the
Now we have a pretty long cutscene here that we can't skip. It's like almost a minute.
Go around back there and along the
Is it over though?
gatehouse.
I think it's even over a minute.
Tell Bobby to
I think it's like
Ralph and
52
Bobby will
seconds or
take you
something.
to
I
the
don't know.
car. It's already been agreed
Something like that.
with him.
And then?
The deal with looking backwards while driving, you don't spawn cars that way. The cars only spawn in the general direction in which you're looking.
Take a look
So
at
if you
it,
look backwards, nothing spawns in front of you.
and then you just take it back.
Or
Should be easy.
very few cars at least.
But you gotta get it done before 1:15 a.m. when the guard changes, so that nobody knows that somebody.
As far as the story goes,
There can't even be a scratch on it. And
In the
try to
previous
avoid the
mission
cops.
we collected some
They
protection money,
mustn't catch you.
small time stuff.
And
In
how
this
do I get
mission we're
there?
gonna sabotage a race and then win it. And this mission is I think the longest in the game, or the second longest in the run. It's like 20 minutes and it's all driving.
Yeah, no shooting all
I've never seen
around.
this lock before. I don't think I can get in.
Well, I got something new in. Ain't no big thing to swipe one. Watch.
But
So
the
you can,
run,
Stick a piece of
the run really
wire
picks
in
up
here
after
and
this
twist
one.
it a little, and you get inside
Yeah,
where you gotta join
so
these
Peter just
wires.
started his bolt thrower so we can just get into it and then drive away in
Yeah,
a
it shouldn't be
second,
a
so he
problem.
doesn't have to wait for
Thanks,
the engine
Ralphie.
to start.
Now don't you go sparing the gas, Tom.
Yes, whenever you see me getting into a car, starting in and getting out, that's just to skip the time it takes for the engine to start up later.
Oh yeah, I wanted to mention the fact that Romero actually said now, both Ralphie and Bobby tell you to watch out for cops because they may be, you may get into trouble for driving a race car and being seen by the cops, and then no cops spawn in the mission. So that's how they bamboozled you. That's really weird. When I was playing this one casually, I was like, okay, so I was really stressed out that some cop is gonna see me and I'm gonna fail the mission just randomly, and then nobody saw me.
Yeah, it's a big troll by the game. Absolutely. Yes, you can go to it as many times as you want. You would have to jump over the bar or clip into it. Anyway, if you see on the bottom right of the screen, you can see an A or an M. That's automatic or manual gearbox. You'll see me switch a lot between the two, because generally it's faster to choose your own gears, go in manual gearbox, but it's a lot of micromanagement, so if there's no real difference between gears, I'll stick to automatic. Here we get a new roof for a car. Here is Bobby. We'll only see him in this mission.
That's right.
Okay, we'll take your car.
I have to wait for him to open the gate. Yeah, Puddingus, cops are sleeping at night. That's why everyone does crimes in the night. You can look at this splendid roof on the car.
Such cosmic brains.
Yeah, you customized it.
You do crime by night because the cops are sleeping.
Here I'm gonna attempt to guess something pretty cool.
Okay, we're here, buddy. Come on, we haven't got a lot of time.
I'm gonna clip inside here and take the car early, which you'll see what that does. It's not faster, but you'll see what it does.
Is that
Yeah,
it?
there we go.
Yeah, buddy, be real careful. There can't even be a scratch on it. And avoid the cops like the devil, because this car will be real out.
Yeah, avoid the cops.
In about half an hour, the second guard will come. So you gotta be back by then, buddy. And be real careful. That car goes fast. Maybe it's the fastest car in the world. Who knows?
Spoiler alert,
Sure,
it's
Bob, no
not the
problem.
fastest car in the
I'll
world.
take care of it in a half hour.
Not even the fastest car in the game. But yeah, we're just gonna drive around like this.
I actually didn't know about that. About this weird dummy element, the thingy. That's nice.
Now sadly this doesn't actually save time because we have to get out of the car and get back in afterwards, but it's really cool. We have a bit of driving here. Time for donations, Kappa. Yeah, don't worry, Booker. Don't worry. We'll be doing that.
We have a
I need to
$10
do
donation from Johnny0093 saying, "Will the car be even scratched?" Congratulations, first time watching, first time donating.
Greetings for Germany. And kill the animals.
Yeah.
But I don't think the car will be even scratched. We'll see. If you can see a damage bar at the bottom, you might also see a Franker Face Z emote that might resemble that.
One of the alleyways here
If I
is
change the
pretty
camera?
treacherous.
Nothing.
If the one of the alleys here is pretty treacherous because if you go too fast, it sends you right into the wall.
Oh
There's
yes.
there's a curve there that sends you right into the wall, and I've hit that wall like a few times. So that's how I learned not to go too fast.
Right, let me listen for a sound cue here. Didn't get it. So what happens is, in this part, I'm taking the drawbridge because it's faster, but I can't take the drawbridge coming backwards because it will probably be up. However, if I hear the drawbridge after I go through it, then I can safely take it going backwards. A nice pyramid. Here there's a guy trying to kill himself. No big deal. We don't have time for that.
Yeah, the game is frozen on the shots fired stream.
Oh,
It's
God.
okay on my end, but it's not okay on their end.
Let's see. What can we do? Yep. I'm told it's back. The stream is back, so we can continue. Are we back, boys? Let's go. You didn't miss much. I just hit a trigger and now I'm going back the way I came. You didn't really miss anything. Oh no, you missed an incredible skip, Kappa. But as you can see, I'm not standing on the car anymore, I'm driving it normally. I know that sucks. Why are you still not living in Russia, comrade? Come live in motherland. Indeed. We should do that. Oh. Alright, we're almost back at the racetrack. Thanks for good luck. Puszka power. And let's hear what Bobby has to say about this. Oops.
So you pulled it off, buddy.
And the car isn't even scratched.
Thanks, Bobby. It really was the fastest car in the world.
Sure is.
I used to be a taxi
We're lucky
driver,
you
but then I
managed it.
took an hour to the knee.
I bet on the Don's car too.
It seems everybody did.
I bet on it. So did almost everybody in my neighborhood.
I figure the driver's pretty important too.
Sure. Well, I won't keep you. Good night.
Take care, Bobby. Thanks for the help.
Yet another unskippable dialogue.
So,
Scratched.
coming next, we'll do some more driving and then some more driving.
Yeah. This is an amazing mission. But we're coming up on a part that pretty much every player who played this casually despised. The infamous race, which we'll be doing without any problems.
What's funny is that in the newer version you had a choice of a difficulty level, and when I was trying to beat it, which was like the version I was playing, I used very easy, and it was still it was just super hard.
Wait,
So,
are you telling me that very easy is not very easy?
No, very easy is totally not very easy. And in 1.0, the default difficulty level, if you compare it to 1.2, it's the hardest one. So yeah, and you cannot switch off the collisions in the
Yeah, so
so
we'll
it's
effectively
pretty damn hard.
be racing on the hardest difficulty.
Yeah, the thing is, in 1.0 you can use a skip. Fun fact, I was actually trying to use this skip on 1.2 during my casual playthrough, so I was trying to use both very easy and the skip, and I didn't know the skip was only working on 1.0. And it actually worked here, so yeah.
Alright, now earlier there weren't any cops, now there are cops, but they don't matter. Yeah, well, the game is built for with steering wheel support, so you can do that. I'll try, Chief. There you go, Chief. We'll get there later. Now you can enjoy the music until we get to the racetrack. I should mention sidewalks. Sidewalks, along with cops, are pretty much your worst enemy during the run. Sidewalks involve some somewhat uncontrollable RNG, in which your car can randomly just shoot up and start spinning around if you hit a sidewalk. And since the bolt over doesn't have a solid roof, you die if your head hitbox touches the ground or any solid wall.
And you can if you can compare both roads, I think it's like 700 GT San Andreas. It's just you can flip the car really easily.
Yep.
Mostly because it's really light and yeah, it doesn't really happen all that much with heavy cars. This car is just super light and long, and it's kind of a problem.
Right, so here's the race. Oh no, the race. the part that everyone hates. We do that little thing there. I think it's just a bit faster than going around. But not a big deal, because what we're going to do is we're actually going to come into this shortcut. And we're not supposed to be here. In fact, if you get this game on Steam or GOG, you have version 1.2, and in version 1.2 you can't do this. There's an invisible wall. And over here we just reset the car, we get back to the start. And this actually counts as a lap. For some reason. And this skips about half a minute for every lap. So if there are 5 laps, this skips about 2 minutes and a half off of the race. Yeah, literally cheating.
Yeah, Romero mentions the fact that turning off collisions in 1.2, which was supposed to make this race easier, and it totally didn't. Even on very easy, it was really hard.
I mean, it does make it kind of easier, but it removes the skip, so we don't want to do that.
Yeah, exactly.
You can't report me, Johnny. My uncle works for Valve Anti-Cheats, so he will not ban me. Kappa. Yeah, a lot of stuff in this game is modeled after real places. Like, I think the art gallery at the end is, spoiler alert, is modeled after some art gallery that's in Vienna, or somewhere in Austria.
Yeah, I think so.
The city itself is like a mesh, a bit of a mix of some big American cities. And a lot of the buildings are modeled after real life monuments and stuff. But I definitely hope you enjoyed seeing the race skip, because we've seen it 5 times. But after this we're practically done with the boring part of the game, and we can get into the real action. And all the wall clips and the stats, everything.
If I recall correctly, the names, the transfer of the names of the cars are pretty consistent. So if you have all the Ford models that are in this game are called Bolt, for example, if I remembered correctly. So it's pretty consistent. Like the brand names are transferred into different brand names, but consistently. So the same brands are transferred into the same brands. That's kind of interesting.
Yes, all the cars are modeled after real life cars.
Yeah.
Alright, we're pretty much done with the race here. We finished first, yay, we didn't cheat. Kunsthistorisches Museum, yeah.
Kunsthistorisches Museum.
I can German.
Yeah, yeah.
Greetings from Germany, yeah. Alright, so now we're gonna go meet a character that we don't really care about, that is Luca Bertone. In any percent, this is the last time we meet him. But if you want to do side missions and stuff, you meet in almost every mission after this.
What is interesting is when you have one mission from Luca Bertoni in which you're supposed to warn Luca's friend about cops coming for him. If you actually wait and do not, if you just wait till the end of the time for the mission, the cops actually come to the guy's house, which is like really interesting.
Oh yeah, that also happens in election campaign, where you have to go to the guy in the works quarter. The cops come for him as well.
Yeah.
Okay, apparently there's another cop. That could be bad.
It ain't no good having cops
Let's
on
see,
my
is this
ass.
bad? This is bad. Wow. Okay. Let me improvise here.
What are you doing? Leave me alone. Jesus, help! He's stealing my car.
I have to improvise because I can't hit this trigger with cops. But we can go. That was not such a big time loss. Yes, there are some pretty recent starts. You'll see them almost at the end of the game, really. The newest start for Just for Relaxation, which is a pretty sick out-of-bounds clip with where we then hit a trigger from outside. You'll see
There are
that.
quite a few nice things discovered lately in this game, so
Yes.
that's cool. The funny thing is, if you run over a cop, you get the highest wanted level, which is the pistol, for like a second for killing a cop, and then it disappears because there's nobody to witness it. And that's like one of the funnest things happening in this game. If you kill a cop that saw you, you pretty much lose your wanted level. It's not always like that, but it mostly works like this.
Yeah, most
One
of the
cop
time
can
it works.
also call. One cop can also call other cops, and then all of the town cops are all onto you, so it doesn't work like that. But if you do it before he calls full backup, then it actually works. So that's interesting, kind of funny.
Yeah, the whole cop detection system is very inconsistent, so there's a lot of randomness in how long it takes to get a wanted state, for example. There's also a lot of randomness in what states you actually get.
wasn't in the mood
Like
to
sometimes
chase
you can
after a
run
car
over,
that
not
day.
run over a cop
Maybe
and
I'd get
not
one some
get
other
a
day.
gun. You just get a handcuffs.
It's really nice of you to be doing
Anyway,
Those clowns
we're
are
on to
really
Sarah,
strange.
and we have Sarah's keep here, which
No
is
problem. Paulie and I'll deal with those
which was found
troublemakers later.
I think about a year and a half ago.
And it's finally
So you also
consistent,
work
thank
with
God.
Salieri, don't you?
It's consistent on French. I hope I
Always a
can
lot of fun.
do it.
Yeah, I work for him
Well, it's
sometimes.
also
just
consistent in
just-
English.
Usually ain't
yeah.
laughing and
Just
having
do the
fun.
first hit and
So
don't
what do
do
you
the
actually
second one, and it's consistent in English too.
Usually
I can
just
do
show
that.
further
I-
down
I-
around.
At least it works like that for
Even though
me.
he
So yeah.
occasionally surprises me.
The thing
when he
is,
wanted me to drive in the
in this
race.
mission you have to protect
Yeah, I
Sarah
saw
from a
that.
few
You
guys that
drove
want to
really
beat her up, and you
I
along
was
the
just
way.
real lucky.
And I think they want to rape her and beat just you up.
I used to
The
drive a
thing is,
taxi.
we run
The
away.
only real racing I've ever
We
done
run
was the
away
night
because there's a
before.
trigger
There you
near
go.
her
So you got
apartment's
talent.
door,
You might
and
be right. Anyway, it wasn't too
and
friendly.
for quite a long time it was pretty much random, and it worked for some people consistently. For some people like myself, it worked consistently for quite some time. Then it stopped working. Then it worked again. It was really weird. And then Puddingus found a way
No,
to
I've got
actually
something else
make it
to do
work
today.
consistently on the French version and Czech version, and I couldn't get it to work on English version. But it turns out if you punch only you only punch for timing here. So if you punch once and not twice, it also works on the English version. It should work on English.
Now we also punched the air because the air is an asshole.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, fuck the air. Hate it.
And there was a meme. There was a meme along with the mission because in the old way of doing it, before before Romero's skip, we used to beat up those guys, and in almost the very end, when Sarah talked, we actually hit her to skip her lines, and one of the last lines was we hit her, and then Tommy says, "It's okay, Sarah, anytime." So like the line "It's okay, Sarah, anytime" was kind of a meme.
Anyway, so yeah, pretty much what happened there is I was supposed to save the girl from the rapist, but instead I ran away and went to her house. That's the gist of it.
This one here's autographed
TLDR.
MVPs of the league.
Yeah.
Can't believe it. Is this really his?
Well,
And now we have to teach the rapists a lesson, so we're supposed to go and beat them up, but we're not going to do that.
Some heaters too. Never
That's going to be a
my words
bit of
exactly.
a theme in this run. We don't do what Salieri tells us to do.
Automatics.
Thanks, Vinny.
And you all know what happens when you don't do what the Don tells you to do. Bad things. But I'm sure he'll be fine for us, because we can just hide stuff. Alright, we're coming up on another dialogue that we can't skip. We used to have a different route in this mission where we had to undergo some more car RNG, but thankfully we actually have a way to do that without a 4-door car now, so thank God.
So at first we thought that the only way to clip in this mission is to use a 4-door car, then position it so that you enter the right rear door, and then you get out, and when you get out your model is not solid for a second, and then you can like get out into a wall, and if you do it correctly you go through a wall. So sometimes Puddingus discovered that if you stick your bolt thrower into the wall and you walk on its roof, you can also clip to that wall, and not longer after that the wall clips with and without guns were found, so you can just wall clip through a wall by rolling. And the community kind of exploded, and everybody wanted to look for the wall clips. And Peter himself found a way to wall clip to that wall and through that wall, and then do 3 more wall clips to even save some time instead of just doing it consistently.
Yeah, that's pretty much what's been happening over and over again. Puddingus finds the start and I find the setup.
Yeah.
So yeah, we used to only have one way to clip the walls, now we have like 7.
Yeah, there's a lot of there are a lot of ways to clip through the walls now. The thing is, so on one hand you had to look for a 4-door car, on the other there are sometimes cars parked here, so it wasn't really this much of a problem. It was still RNG though, so it was kind of an irritating part sometimes. But you still have to wait, so you had the time to look for the car.
So yeah, I'm not supposed to be here yet. I'm just gonna kill this guy and go. And I'm not out of bounds right now, of course.
Hey, pal.
Everything is normal. We're not cheating.
So yeah, you only killed this one guy.
Yeah, we need to kill him.
There's a good reason for it.
We need to kill him because otherwise there's a chase, but we don't want to do the chase, it's very slow.
So there's this chase after this at the end of this mission, and the chase stops whenever you get close to the car and the driver is dead, I think. Or you come to the end of the chase. And we just killed the driver, so the chase isn't even gonna start properly. You're just gonna go near the car and the driver is dead, so it's not gonna move.
Good old machine.
Yeah.
I used to do my cabbing
You just get them instantly.
in without a key.
Yeah, the triggers actually line up perfectly so we can actually do that sequence break. There are a few triggers that we hit there. First of all, we hit a cutscene, that's not a big deal. Then we need to hit the trigger for the shooting part, but activating the trigger for the shooting part also activates a trigger where if I deal any damage to either of the bosses, we skip straight to the chase. And since I have killed one of the bosses, we skip straight to the chase. That's actually pretty lucky that it works that way. Now here, this mission is called The Whore. We will not be seeing any whores.
Not anymore.
Yeah, we used to.
The hotel part in this mission was pretty optimized, so like finding the skip for the whole hotel part wasn't really something incredible, but it still saves like 25-30 seconds. So it's
Yeah, even more because then you don't have to worry about the cops in the rooftops.
yeah, it's also something. But on the other hand, you don't get the sawed-off and the sniper rifle. So the next mission is kind of tricky without them, but it's still totally doable.
You just do some phase headshots.
Yeah,
And,
just do some nice shots.
Some nice shots fired. We'll
Yeah,
edit
some
that part
nice
again.
shots fired. Ah!
We will be seeing some more shots fired soon.
Police alarm, not because you're driving on the sidewalk but speeding. If there were also police alarms for driving on the sidewalk, it would be even more of a nightmare. So
Oh, yeah.
no, thank you.
Like, pretty much anything you do trigger the cops except driving on a sidewalk. That's totally fine.
Or like driving on the wrong side of the road and stuff. There's still a lot of conditions for triggering the cops compared to like GTA where almost nothing triggers them. Compared to Mafia.
Anyway, here is the hotel. Let me actually reload the save so we get something cool. This running animation. Running like he needs to pee or something.
The
That
name
only
of the
happens.
hotel is Hotel Corleone, so that's interesting. I wonder why.
So here you need to enable sidewalls and make sure that the primary jumping key is unbound. I need to look at a specific spot to clip through the window, and then we're doing the flying glitch or jumping glitch or whatever it's called. And then disable sidewalls again. So we just jumped over the air there. If you do that, you can actually jump infinitely and pretty much fly. And here there's supposed to be a bunch of cops. You can see some, like, you can see one right down there, but they don't spawn because we haven't done the previous part.
Remember when the wall clips were discovered? I think Voidas tried to clip through the window and then jump on that rooftop. And even if you managed to hit that one pixel of the rooftop, the mission would fail. And it was because there's also a fail trigger on the rooftop, and you have to avoid that.
Yes, I need to
have
be
to go
very careful
around
to
it.
go enough to the left in order to avoid failing the mission.
Yeah.
I don't know why there's a fail trigger there. No idea. But-
They just made it to be sure nobody skips that.
Yeah, but the exit trigger is active here, so we can just hit it. And we are at the church. We don't need this health kit over here. Hey Voitas. Headshot. 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 Ah, missed. No more shots fired. Missing headshots. What is this? What am I, some kind of casual? But yeah, most of these guys just die in 2 headshots with the Colt 1911. There are some more that are going to spawn from that door.
Colt 1911 is actually our friend throughout the run. Using this gun and using this gun and reverse. How was it called again?
Fast shooting glitch? Something like that?
Rapid fire glitch.
Rapid
that was
fire,
the name.
yeah.
Rapid fire glitch. Using this with the rapid fire glitch gives you a really nice shooting power.
No super cop. Yes, there is a way that we can actually skip both shooting and reloading animation, and I just despawned the cop there, but doesn't matter because we have this guy here. Sir, please. Thank you. No.
This car is actually a tank, so it's pretty easy to drive because it's heavy, and when a car is heavy in Mafia, it's pretty easy to drive it. It's
a bit hard to steer,
right.
but yeah, it's hard to flip.
Yeah, it's hard to flip, which is actually a very good thing because you don't have to really worry about sidewalks and stuff. But
it's
on the other hand,
difficult.
it's also really hard to brake with it.
Also, don't worry, the coffin is empty. There's nobody in the coffin.
Because the guy was in the church. So he's still there.
Yeah, if you flip it, you don't get killed because the top actually extends past Tommy's head.
You don't really get less practice with all the way of doing the priest. You had a sniper rifle with like 5 shots that killed everybody instantly with just 1 shot, and also a sawed-off shotgun. So you had a lot more firepower than that. So this it's kind of understandable that this priest is a lot harder because you only have the gold.
But not even that much harder. I mean, even with the sniper.
No, I'm just. Yeah, it just requires you to practice it a bit more, I guess.
Even with the sniper, we're going for headshots anyway. And the difference is with the sniper, they die in 1 headshot, with the Colt in 2 headshots. Big deal.
It's still kind of funny they need 2 headshots to die.
Oof. Don't push me.
What he's required to do here is he has a wanted level, so he uses the backdoor. He also used that. I think he also used that in fair play. If you can block the way with your car and use the backdoor, and that way you pretty much lose the cops every time. Because if they don't see you, you can enter the bar. So yeah, they don't see you if you.
Now here I'm gonna go blind, so I need to hear. Alright, I walked blind all the way over here.
What have you got for me today,
during the 1935 thing.
Tom, I have
because you can walk when this thing is up.
It has 65
Yeah,
horsepower, and if you put
there's
your
only
foot
one
down,
more
it'll go up to
afterwards
75
where you can
miles
walk
per hour.
blind. And it doesn't always work for some reason. Yeah, if you park your car there to block the way, the cops can't really follow you very easily. And then you can just trigger the next part without any problems.
They put a new lock on it, but it ain't no problem. Hey, watch.
Yet another car that we don't want to use.
See? It's real easy.
We will actually be forced to on the way back, but that's later.
Whatever you want.
But we really
Thanks,
don't want to
Ralphie.
use this. Yeah, in some cutscenes you can walk. I think in the part where you take the explosives in Lucky Bastard, and also in some other cutscenes you can walk.
Yeah, Ramiro spoiling the story like that, shaking my head.
Yeah, don't give me spoilers. Come on, I'm enjoying the story over here.
Come on, I've never finished this game, alright? Yeah, don't spoil it to me.
Hi, cops. On this bridge we can go really fast with the bolt thrower. You can pretty much reach its maximum speed. So right now we're going to Thalia's warehouse. What's happening is there's supposed to be an exchange where we buy some Canadian whiskey, and everything is gonna go fine. We just need to be there to make sure that everything goes fine. So it's... our presence wouldn't necessarily be needed there, because everything is gonna go smoothly.
First thing, I gotta lose these cops.
So yeah, the reason why we have a Thompson and a shotgun and a pistol is just for safety purposes. Like, obviously we don't need to use them.
Obviously.
Just taking a bit of a jog in the countryside. But suddenly, enemies! Oh no! Oh, die, thank you. I will make sure not to spoil the story. It's not broken, there's just a few wall clips. Nothing much. Some sequence breaks here and there. Look at all those shots fired over there.
They're all dead!
What?
Truck crew, out there in the back, they wasted them.
This dialogue is
What about
just
Sam?
hilarious.
Did you see him?
No, I didn't see him, but the barn was locked. He might be in there.
We ain't
We ain't
leaving
leaving without him.
You have to go back and get him.
Okay, we'll go back, but we gotta find a crowbar or something so we can break open that barn door.
Okay, let's go. You boys stay here for now and watch the trucks. Waste anyone who gets within 100 yards. Besides us, of course.
Here I'm actually taking the long way. The reason why is because if I go the short way, 4 enemies spawn that we don't need to fight. So we go this way. I cannot louder, I'm afraid. Yards. Yeah, that's how you call yards. So here, Polly needs to actually open this door because he's a pleb, but we can clip through it.
I'll force it open. Then we'll run in.
Funny thing that can happen is that Polly can stand wide from a distance and still get the animation of opening the door, kicking it in and stuff. It happens when the enemies are nearby and he goes a bit far away from the door.
I needed to wait for those guys to spawn, and I will fine. But yeah, how is the AI? Pretty bad. The pathfinding is
Sam,
not very good.
Jesus, what have they done to you? You still in one piece?
Just in the wrong place at the wrong
This
time
mission is
again,
usually
I
fine.
guess.
Can you walk?
But there are some other
Probably not
missions
too
where
good.
it's really
Okay,
bad.
hang on. I'll get the truck. We'll get you to the doctor. You'll make it. Sam, Tom waiting with him. I'll be back in a second.
Cough cough creme de la creme.
It'll be
And
okay.
Polly's
Sam.
shooting.
We've gotten
Oh,
through
yeah.
worse.
Sure. We have.
Then we have Salvatore. Here are some cop cars, but we can just use rapid fire with the shotgun to blow up the cars fast. And kill the guy fast. I didn't explain how rapid fire is done. You just crouch, go backwards and jump at the same time and shoot. And you keep shooting and reloading animations. I'll try, Chief.
Yeah, Salvatore was always actually nice for me, for some reason. I wasn't really, I never really, like, got all the Salvatore memes.
Now here you see me,
I guess that's a good
and
thing.
now you don't.
Oh yeah, that's a great thing. So many of my early rounds died on that part. My god, it was just horrible. But now, if you hit the change camera button while you're in there, Tommy just disappears.
Yeah, the reason why that works is because the game kinda thinks you're in a car, but also not really. So some stuff that you do in cars works.
So the guy still hurts you are when the cars explode, it can hurt you pretty bad. And also if one of the guys overtakes you, you actually fail the mission.
Yes. We have 3 cars we need to stop here. If any of them get in front of me, we fail. We need to either kill the driver or blow up the car in order to make it. And while I'm in this state, the enemies with the Thompson can actually shoot at me. Easy peasy. What triggers the end of this is just killing all 3 drivers. But yeah, you can't rapid fire or rapid reload for some reason in that part. I don't know why. I'm guessing it's because you can't jump. Jumping is disabled. Now here, for some reason, we get this car to go back instead of the car that we came here with. Yes, unlike most shooters, this game has a more realistic reloading mechanic, apart from the fact that you can skip the mission, in which whenever you reload a gun, apart from the shotgun, everything that's in the mag is always lost. It also applies if you reload while the magazine is full, in which case you lose a full magazine. Now we're going back to Salieri's bar, and that's the end of this mission. Yeah, everyone wastes them. Especially if you're used to always reloading even after shooting like 2 shots. I'll try not to, Romero, but we'll see.
What do you got for me today, Ralphie?
Oh yes, I use manual gearbox a lot actually.
Hello, Vince. I guess you know why I'm
I
here.
often switch between the two.
Right. What can you do? Frank knew what would happen.
What do you got for me?
You can switch the A and M as much as you want.
A Colt 1911 should be enough.
I remember
But he's a sort
once
of
I had
well.
such little health at the end of a trip to the country after the
Sicily
shootout part
Colt
that when I hit the pole in
They
front of
find
the
someone
Salieri's
shot
bar, I
by
actually
one of these
died.
babies every
That was
Oh
a
God,
fun
really?
one.
deal.
Yeah.
Fortunately, this is the perfect
Oh, God.
situation to use it. It's got a short range, but it covers a lot of real estate. You can't miss.
I never thought that I'd meet with Sicilian tradition like this.
They changed the locks a bit, but
So in this mission, what happens is the consigliere of the Don, Frank, decided to betray us and sell us to the cops. Yay.
Thanks,
Cool.
Ralphie.
So we need to go and kill him. Because that's what happens when you disobey the Don.
Watch out!
Ah, Billy Polingus. I actually didn't know about that one. I don't think it will be possible to do that.
Now we just have to wait for Peter to find a way to do it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like going with the rule that Puddingus fans a skip, you find the rule. You find a way to do it.
Well,
Greetings
I
from Mr.
theorized
Salieri,
JFR skip and
but we need to know
Polingus
when
found
the
a way
cops
to
have
do
got
it.
Frank.
So that was the other way around. Yeah, that cop is trying to give me a ticket. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna stop for you. You can blow your whistle all you want.
This game is really good if you can just get over the pretty rusty engines sometimes. You'll have a lot of fun. The story, the cutscenes, are all of it's pretty good, and it looks really well. I personally like the graphics. So.
Yeah, this game was very popular in Europe. Sadly not as popular in the US.
You drive like a maniac.
This is Mafia 1.
How are you, Tony? Mr. Salieri needs to know where the cops are holding Consigliere Frank, and Big Biff suggested you might know something.
Hey there, Tom. Look, I don't know, where they got Frank exactly, but, I do know...
Here we can skip all of these dialogues. We don't have to listen to them. We already know where to go anyway. But we can't just not talk to them, otherwise triggers don't happen. Ometa is a pretty nice mission in terms of cops, because most of the mission triggers actually do trigger, even with cops. Unlike in most other missions.
Yeah, it was a good game, but I wouldn't really say it's popular anyway. If I tell somebody that I'm speedrunning Mafia, they usually nowadays they usually ask if it's the second or the third one, and I'm like, Jesus. really.
Yeah. Yeah, Mafia 2 took a lot of popularity. Whoa, what was that?
Mr. Murray is at my house right now.
Okay. Anyway, so what happened there is I shot a guy, and like normally you're supposed to
Next time, get to the point a bit earlier.
have a long conversation with him and then beat some information out of him, but if you just shoot him, you skip all of that. And we were still talking to him while we were going away in the car. I'm going to attempt something that's pretty cool right now. Let's see if I can get it.
Lost Heaven space program.
Yes.
Ah, all right.
See if I can get it. So what I'm going for is Lost Heaven space program. What it is your car can like shoot off into the sky if you hit a cutscene right as you. Ah, I didn't
Jesus,
get
that
it.
was close.
Ah.
They must be worried about Frank if they're
You need to
driving
hit the
him around in
cutscene
an
right as
armor-plated
you
car.
hit the phone booth or the
I'll follow them
sidewalk,
and see where they're headed.
and then your car shoots off into the sky, and it's really cool. Too bad. Now here we're supposed to actually be following a car, but we don't need to follow the car, we already know where it's going. And unlike most other places where we follow cars, here we don't actually need to be at a certain distance from them. So we can go ahead as much as we want. Invincible glitch in EC. What's EC again?
Election campaign, I believe. Yeah.
Invisible, yes, I will do that.
It's the Museum of Art History. I don't know the English translation, but in German it's Kunsthistorische Museum, something like that. Yeah, sounds like history of art.
Let's go. Alright, see if I can get a shot off on these Thompson guys, that'll be helpful, but it doesn't always... missed him. We have some more shots fired here, so brace yourselves. Take the Thompson, because it's the best gun in the game. And we need to kill pretty much all of these guys, except the one in the grey suit, which is Frank. The Thompson is best used when you tap fire instead of firing automatically, because it's 100% accurate. And if you tap fire, the recoil doesn't really matter. We're gonna run this guy over.
Like how the guy you stole the truck from is actually eager to take it back, even though you have a freaking Thompson.
Yeah.
Which wouldn't.
The guy is really triggered, and he actually attacks the enemies as well. So he's helpful because he turns around the sniper.
Send someone here quick.
Are you Frank's wife?
You come to save us. I am indebted to you.
He's here. Wait here, I'll be right back.
Oh god, okay. sometimes these guys come over here.
They're okay, Frank. Come on,
The fun fact is you, by killing the guy in the phone booth, you skip a police backup. Oh, they actually
Oh yeah.
came to you, or is it?
No, no,
Yeah.
those are
Okay,
not the
so
cops.
if
Yeah.
oh, okay, so you can also get a backup from cops if you're not fast enough with killing the guy in the phone booth. The thing is, on German version, you cannot kill him at all because of the censorship. You cannot kill any like casual that's not really your enemy, and this guy is not marked as your enemy, so you cannot kill him.
You can do loads of bullets into the guy, or you can just do one headshot. It's just as effective and it's faster. See if I can do 180. More like 90, 100. Yeah, you can't kill him in the German version. You can't kill civilians.
Yeah, first the Lambox's runs were done on German version, and he couldn't kill the guy.
I should point out that right now I am on English version, but the fastest version is actually the French version by more than 2 minutes.
Yeah, we compared all of this game. This game has like 6 dubbings, 6 dubbing versions or so. So we compared all of them, and the French one is like faster than the English one by by more than 2 minutes. So this is the most common now. The most common one now.
There, instead of killing Frank like I should have, I actually let him get away. Because, again, we're once again disobeying the dawn. So how many times has it been up to now? We disobeyed him in the whore, where we didn't blow up the hotel or kill the manager or kill the whore. We disobeyed him in Better Get Used to It, and Sarah, I guess. But we didn't beat up any of the hooligans. And now in Ometa. Am I Italian? Yes, I am.
Frank didn't lie. The briefcase with the account books was in the safe box. There was no problem getting it.
Anyway, at least we got the account books from Frank. Even though we didn't kill him, it's something.
There are theoretically a few self-logs that can happen in Omerta, but I've only ever seen him happen to all of them happen to KD, but he found like 4 or 5 self-logs in just that mission, one of them being just you get stuck in the bank cutscene and nothing happens, you don't get out. So it's always kind of in the back of my head when I enter the bank. I really want Tommy to get out, because I know he just get stuck there.
I got one of the softlocks actually, when Frank just doesn't take it, he just stays crouched. I got it a few weeks, maybe a few months ago now.
Okay.
A while ago. Alright. I'm going to skip Vincenzo here, which means I need to see a bit of a cutscene. See if I can do this correctly.
Good evening, Vincenzo.
Alright, fingers crossed.
Hey, Tom.
I still gotta go to Vincenzo's to get a heater.
Alright, then I'm not skipping Vincenzo.
Tonight I'm doing a little burglary, so I need something for a quiet little job.
Tommy, a good old bat would do the trick. When you hit someone over the head from behind, they should be out cold for a while. To be on the safe side, take this here Colt 1911 to it.
But I think you need to punch Vincenzo.
I'll keep my fingers crossed, Tom.
Do you need to punch
Thanks,
Vincenzo?
Vincenzo.
Yeah, you need to punch Vincenzo, and you gotta have your bolt throw ready in the trigger in this in the get out of the
right.
barge.
I remember.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I never do that escape anyway, so... Yeah, forgetting stats. I've never done the stat voices. Well, once. But the reason why I don't do that is because I actually do like having the gun here. So now we're gonna pick up probably the best NPC in the whole game, Salvatore. He has the best pathfinding of every NPC. Yeah, but that assumes that I actually find a cop on foot. Like that one. I waited to say that. Evening, Chief. Let's get moving.
Chief. Let's get moving.
Great. So where are we going?
Oh god.
So, you can open any safe in the country, right?
I'm usually
Almost
fast enough to
every
get
one,
ahead
Chief.
of the time, but
And
not
how
this
did you
time.
learn that trick?
My grandpa was in a business. It's inherited. The safes keep getting better, so a fella has to keep up with the times. Some of the safes around these days are pretty tricky.
So what we're doing here right now is pretty much we need to steal some evidence from a villa. This is a stealth mission and we're going to do it perfectly stealthy. We'll be sneaky beaky. Yeah, the parking was pretty close. I usually park farther away from him.
Definitely the best part of this stealth, so-called stealth mission is when Salvatore kicks the door in. Which is like, yeah, that's how you do
Okay,
stealth,
we're here.
buddy.
So we're gonna park the car roughly in this position.
Can you open it, Salvatore?
I'll try, Chief.
How can I get my car inside the mansion? That gate is not wide enough for that. Come on. There you go, Chief. But actually, we're gonna get the car inside the mansion, because why not? This is sneaky, don't worry. Nobody notices a car in a garden. I need to wait for this guy to turn around and then go.
We won't use the headlights. That'll not trigger them. You totally won't hear the engine or anything. It'll still be sneaky.
Salvatore?
I'll try, Chief.
I'll try, Chief. There you go,
There you
Chief.
go, Chief.
No, please, no vac ban. Come in. Come on. There we go.
Everything's fine, boss.
It's a Prius, so it's silent, yeah. Let's see if I was spotted or not. I was, yes. Let's go.
Yeah, if you don't have a gun here, you can also go yellow, kind of,
Drop me off at home.
Yeah.
just get into the car. It's kind of risky. Like every 10th time, the car is gonna blow up, probably.
Yeah, it's a bit risky. That's why I never skip Salvatore. I never skip Vincenzo, because you don't shoot those guys, your car can blow up. That's not fun.
Yeah.
Spin to win. That guy is just gonna go off the road. No problem. Nice.
This road is a good meme in general. Because the AI gets completely confused here when driving down the road, and they go completely too fast and then go totally off road.
Yeah, a lot of the time they also do it without me pushing them. Only on that road, nowhere else.
Yeah, if you just stand here for a second and watch the cars go up and down, you'll see some funny stuff. It's not like you have to interact there.
Here's where I live. Thanks a lot.
Fast trigger.
I hope it'll be a little cooler next time. Today I almost crapped in my pants.
I hope so too. Get some shut-eye.
And yet again we're going back to Salieri. But if you like shots fired, we're gonna have a lot of shots fired in the next missions. Yeah, there's a lot of cutscenes that repair your car because of reasons. The clipping start? In which one, Podingus? In Great Deal, I'm not going to do that, actually. I might show it after the run. But I know that I have a lot of shots fired in there. So do normal stats. Estimate is kind of high, yeah, because a lot can happen.
It's better to be higher than too low, I guess.
There's a lot that can go wrong, so that's why the
Yeah,
estimate is
that's
pretty
also
high.
a thing.
Here we go with some shots fired. And some explosions, of course, because explosions are also nice. Alright, and we have some grenades. Guess what we're gonna do with those? Oh, that was me. The grenade was not as effective as it was planned to be, but it's fine. We're gonna bounce one off the wall there to go downstairs. And then throw one in the middle of that.
Grenades in this game are, in general, pretty powerful.
Bill's kicked it.
Alright, we're done with that.
What the hell was that, Paulie? Who were those hoods?
How should I know?
Okay. Well, we can't hang around here waiting for more of them to show up. Tom, drive. I'll follow behind and want to get a cars.
Yeah, the moment I think Sam says Bill's kicked it, he won't be no magnet now. Is the moment that you actually can go back to the car, because the shootout is over.
Yes. He only says that when there are no more enemies left. Now, singing part. Let's go.
OG, okay.
You catch me beating up your chops?
Beating up your chops, I ought to turn into the cops.
Det är det spelar med
Ridiculous feeling in the
Oh
game.
god. You run your mouth and I run my business, brother.
I run my business, brother.
You run your mouth and I run my business,
I run
brother.
my business, brother. You tell everybody.
You talk so much you got me disgusted, but you run your mouth and I run my business,
My
brother.
business, brother.
You run your mouth and I run my business, brother.
Business, brother.
You run your mouth and I
You run your mouth and I
business,
run my
brother.
business, brother.
You started telling me you're my pal,
You're
and
my
ended up
pal,
telling me how
and
to handle
ended up
my
telling
girl.
how to handle
You run
my
your mouth
girl.
and I run
You
my
run your
business,
mouth and I
brother.
run my business, brother.
You run your juicy mouth and I run my business,
I run
brother.
my business, brother.
You juicy mouth and I run my business, brother.
I run my
that.
business, brother.
Here we go again. If we don't sing during the part, the run is invalid.
Yeah, if you don't sing, the run is just banned. And the problem was I couldn't really, oh.
Yeah, you were way off. Way off.
Yeah, I couldn't really hear it from, like, the only way I could hear this song was you singing, so I tried to sing with you, so.
You
Yeah.
talk so much, you got me disgusted, but you run your mouth and I run my business, brother. You run your mouth and I run my business, brother. You run your mouth and I run my business, brother. You telling me you're my pal, and end up telling me how to handle my girl. You run your mouth and I run my business, brother. You run your juicy mouth and I run my business, brother. Just run your juicy mouth and I run my business, brother. always telling me what to do, saying I wouldn't do that if I was you. You run your mouth and I run my business, brother. You liver lips and I run my business, brother. Clap your liver lips and I run my business, brother. If I follow your advice on how to make dough, I've been into jailhouse long ago. You run your mouth and I run my business, brother.
Voitan's openly saying that he's cheating in his runs.
Yes, so we should
That was a
remove
great
his time off the
performance,
leaderboard.
Yeah, exactly.
Fun fact for anyone who hasn't seen that, Voitas and I are exactly tied on the leaderboards, but my run is faster than his by 0.17 seconds, so I win.
Yeah, Beater broke the top check top 3 by 0.17 seconds.
We did it.
We don't think too gachi here, VX. Let's go. So this mission is the most crash heavy mission of the game. There are some consistent crashes that we can trigger and some that we don't know what happens.
And above
Just
all, a
crashes.
fantastic chef. Whenever I feel like a specialty from back home, I go to him. Wait till you try his cheeses. Forget about it.
Luigi is a great cook, but Pepe is a real master, a maestro. So we're going to Pepe's restaurant, so you can spam your Pepe emotes in chat. Yeah, this is a pretty long car, it's actually Salieri's personal car. So it's luxurious. Oh yeah, we haven't talked about Master Race %. If you remember the Bolt Ace, the car from earlier, there's a category all about that, where you can only use the car, and it's about 6 hours long.
Yeah, this category is just a huge meme. Man. If you wanna just kill yourself, then that's a good way, I guess. Instead of running for 3 hours, you run for 6, and you only use the slowest car. And this is actually, this can be a kind of a treacherous shootout because the guys have shotguns. If they shoot you, they
yeah, that guy caught me by surprise there. It's actually not supposed to be a restaurant chain, but the sign shows up elsewhere as well. So I guess it is a restaurant chain after all.
So like the Thompson guys aren't really all that dangerous because Thompsons are just...
Oh, they're pretty dangerous.
Okay, they're pretty dangerous, but then the guys with shotguns are super dangerous. If they get close to you, it's pretty much wrecked, so...
I'm gonna take some health.
So you have to be careful in general for all of the guys, but especially for the ones with shotguns, so they don't get close to you.
This shooter is also always a choke. Lots of RNG involved in this. Like the guys could be all the way up in the door or not.
Yeah, you can just open the door and pretty much have two guys with shotguns right at the door, and you just die just because the guy shoots you. Spoiler: aren't bullets hurt you? Yeah, they kind of.
Oh god, a guy right there. Easy. What else? Take that. Should be done. Easy peasy, almost first eye.
With Bon Appetit, everything is just like the first try.
Anyway, if you like Out of Bounds, then you're in for a treat. So what happens is, we went to lunch with Don Salieri, but that was a setup, so we're gonna kill the guy who set us up.
That guy is insane.
Bless you.
No, yeah, thanks, but that was Mary. The thing is, it's kind of an obvious reference to The Godfather because of a setup to kill the Don. But what's even more interesting is I think it's a double reference kind of, because the Don got set up in Godfather, and also Carlo, Connie's husband, was set up Michael later on, Sonny later on. So it's like the guy who set up Don in Mafia is also named Carlo. So that's kind of like a double reference to like two situations in Godfather, if you know what I mean.
There's a lot of references to The Godfather and to other mafia-themed films. Oh, don't worry, Romero, it probably won't. Because Lembok's got a crush in Moonlighting after picking up Polly. Here is an out of bounds. I spawned out of bounds here because I walked after triggering this part. And I just killed everyone. I'm not supposed to be here yet, of course. I think there are references to the Goodfellas, yeah. Yes, Puddingus, that's why I said to
Well, here we
spam
go
PP
again,
emotes.
Ralphie. Today I need something for one use.
Very close
because
to
we
off,
don't
yeah?
know how it's going to work out.
Hey, Tommy. That's no big problem. I have
Oh.
here this little number. They're pretty popular these days. Also, they're pretty solid. Look how easy they are to nab.
So in this mission, you actually have to wait for Ralphie to get back on
Yeah,
the
great,
box
Ralphie.
before you
That's
can
the
leave the bar.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird because normally you just have to wait until he shows you how to open the car. In this mission, it's kind of different. And if you forget about that, you're kind of screwed, because you have to get back to Ralphie.
Yeah, I wasted a bit of time. So here we're supposed to go and assassinate a politician, but instead we're going to assassinate a door. Does anyone... someone used to.
Yeah, there are a few runs, there are a few strats, so yeah.
I don't run Freeride Extreme. It's pretty much just driving. At least this one has driving and shooting and clipping and stuff. Freeride Extreme is only driving. And there's like one shootout or two. Voitas actually has the record in Freeride Extreme. But it still doesn't have sub 6 because it's bad. Or sub 6 in Masters, I guess. Wait, what? Waiters doesn't have the record for periodic team, he has the record for Master Ace.
First
What am I
thing, I
talking
gotta
about?
lose these cops.
Anyway. So here I'm gonna do a clip. Clip to the wall.
No, the incredible clip.
And get downstairs. Yeah, Puddingus has Freeride Extreme Wacky, Voitus has Master Race Wacky. So Voitus, when is sub 6. And here I'm gonna do a bit of a weird thing. Remember the jump glitch that I talked about earlier? Where we can just jump endlessly. Now the water is a kill plane, but not if we have jump glitch. And here I'm just gonna spawn dead. But if I reload the save, everything is fine.
Did you enjoy the dinner?
Here I punched the waiter because he didn't serve me my drink in time. And also because it sets up the NPC positions in a better way. And I hate this door, so I'm gonna punch it. The door bleeds, don't worry.
The door bleeding. Don't worry about the door bleeding. It's fine. It's over.
Where's the guy? Oh god. Please die. Please die. Where is he? Oh, he's there. Ah, he's dead. The door is dead. And we escape. So what happens there is the target actually, because we punched the waiter, the target walks to the door and we can punch him through the door.
The thing is, it got kind of weird. You normally just stand in front of the door, it works, but for some reason he just ran all over the place and Peter couldn't really hit him.
Yeah, I missed a lot of
normally,
punches there.
normally you get it faster. Yeah.
Oh god. Let me do this again. Yeah, send assassin. So here I'm trying to set up for a bit of a skip.
No, really.
Yeah, I know, right?
Okay, so there's a there's a very specific setup. It's pretty like you have to be fast, and you save 4 seconds by it, and it was discovered by me. I didn't really believe anybody would use it, but yeah, it's possible. You just have to.
Okay.
Like if you do it not the normal way, it's like only loses like 4 or 5. But hey, it's still a time save. If you can do it consistently, then
Thanks.
cool.
Hey, Ralphie.
So what happens is Polly right now is speaking to Ralph from all the way over there. That's why he saves time.
But to get Polly speaking to Ralphie from all the way at Vincenzo's place, you have to make sure Polly is the one to trigger Vincenzo. Yeah, and in the old strats, you just trigger Vincenzo yourself.
Nice and easy.
And that way, Polly is talking telepathically with Ralphie. And yeah.
Now I'm gonna line up the car here, so he has the shortest possible path. Oh, there are plenty of small time saves. Like if you remember in Running Man where we skip the passengers, each one of those saves like 2 seconds. But it's still a time save, and it's pretty much free.
Yeah, it's like if you can save 2 seconds, then why not do it?
Yeah.
And with this setup, I just realized that there's this glitch with Polly talking to Ralphie, and I just wanted to make use of it. So I tried my best to find the best setup. It's kind of hard to pull off, but it still saves time. That's something.
So here we're trying to assassinate the brother of the enemy Don, Sergio Morello. we're going to have a bunch of failed assassination attempts because we're real damn professionals, you know.
I'm glad to hear it, Voidas.
Here we are. Stop right here, Tom.
Come on, Polly.
So yeah, in this mission you have to be kind of careful about police because some of these cutscenes refuse to trigger if you have cops into you.
You have to be really careful, cops. Yeah. So first assassination attempt has failed. We killed the wrong guy. Can you get into the car, Polly? I would appreciate that. Thank you.
The guy you hit wasn't Sergio. Sergio wasn't there today.
Ah, hell. Now we're in shit.
Yeah, this mission is all about just... and then succeeding the fuck time. Spoilers!
That was an example of the great pathfinding in the game. Polly struggling to get into the car. I don't know, Johnny, you keep an eye out. We'll see if we get one.
Oh yeah, there's this rare thing in this game. You can see a pedestrian with a dog's head, but it's really rare. I've never seen it, despite like
very rare. Yeah.
It's very, very rare.
Yeah, get that one.
Oh yeah, and you get the message returned to Salieri here only if you lose the guys, so you just better make sure you do that. You can also get back to the bar and use the back door, but you still have to kill the guys. So, and you only have like 2 pistols, so it's not really... It's just irritating. It's better to just lose them.
With good driving, usually you can lose them. But it has happened that I didn't lose them. So here's second assassination attempt. The first one we just expected to find Sergio in a restaurant and then shot him there with a Thompson, but he actually wasn't there. Second one, we expect him to be at his girlfriend's and we place a bomb on the car and he's not gonna be there. Yet again. Yeah, if you blow up a dog, then you get a weapon, which is the dog's head. But you wouldn't want to blow up a dog because that's animal cruelty. Ah, I still got the cop car. I was just barely on the edge of its field of view. But we should be able to lose it in time.
There it is. Let's have a look.
Come on. Okay, just in time.
Nice. So the thing is, in this mission we want to blow up a car.
To blow up this guy,
that's
this guy.
Yeah, it's supposed to be Sergio Morello's car, but it ends up not being him in the car. We actually blow up his lover. So yeah. And the thing is, there's this guy, and there was some crazy task-like strat for that. I think you were the one to show it, Peter.
Yeah, I found a skip for this part so you don't have to wait for him, but it's impossible to do it without cheating. As far as we know right now. So, oh wow,
okay.
Nice cutscene. I'm looking inside the cop car. And then we just wait around.
So yeah, that's like a pre-toilet break, I guess, if you're fast.
Well, it's like 50 something seconds, I think. If you're outside, then you can piss in that amount of time, yes.
Yeah, Mafia taught me how to go to the toilet in 40 seconds.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's totally possible.
We have speed pissing world record.
Yeah, totally.
Anyway, third assassination attempt. It's not gonna go well, still. Why not 16? But I prefer 4x3.
16x9 has this. 16x9 is just crap in this game because it cuts off field of view. It's not the cool 16x9 that lets you see more. It just cuts off the view, like it cuts up and down, like the bottom and the upper part of the screen off, and you just don't see them. So that's
yeah,
crap.
4x3 is not faster, but I just prefer how it looks in 4x3. Some runners use 16x9. Some runners use some weird aspect ratio. So preference.
Stop in that parking lot. Those men in black. That's
The
them.
cop was close. Oh, don't get shot, buddy. Alright, let's see if the bridge is up.
Oh, okay. But RNG, you can get the bridge to be down here, and so
I don't know.
get RNG.
We want to see if the bridge is up. We're hoping for it to be up. It's down. Oh, that sucks. If it's up, we can do a sick jump. But unfortunately, the bridge is down.
Yeah, so it depends on what you call good and bad RNG, because you can either go through this bridge normally and do a 6 stunt jump that like you risk your life with. So you know, you could only, so Peter could only go through it normally. That's sad. He didn't die. Okay. Yeah, that's how it should work. Like that's how 16x9 should work, or it doesn't in the game.
Draw distance is pretty low, but you can get higher draw distance with modding.
I think there's even a cheat for it.
There is a cheat. I don't know if it works in 1.0. I think it only works in 1.2.
Yeah. Could have been true. Could have been true.
Alright. Finally, another failed assassination attempt where some guys tried to push Sergio's car into an incoming train, but failed.
Are there any differences between versions, speedrun wise? In 1.2 you cannot skip the race totally, like we just like Peter just did. And on this version. Other than that, there are pretty much minor differences, bug fixes and stuff.
Minor differences. The HUD is different, so like the menus. Tommy's eyes are different. In 1.0 they're blue eyes, in 1.2 it's like grey eyes. Minor bug fixes and stuff. I think 1.0 is more stable, really. Oh yes, Sergio's car that we're following right now is it has some pretty weird collision. It always goes through some light posts, and sometimes it can fall through the floor and fall out of bounds, which is not gonna happen this time because the traffic was fine. Yeah, I don't know why they patched the eye color. I can't go too far ahead of him, so I need to wait for him there. But enjoy this music because that's the last time we'll be hearing this.
That's street lights pretty long.
Can you stop getting stuck? Learn to drive. Oh, you should be fine. Here you hear a window sound. It's always happens, not a big deal. Doesn't really do anything. It didn't used to happen on Windows XP. So here there's supposed to be a big shootout. We're supposed to shoot a lot of people, but we don't. Instead we just take the car and go.
I actually like this shootout as a casual, just because you get to you get to shoot with the Thompson. And it's a really cool gun.
The first shot somehow missed over there. So we blow up these barrels here because that kills a few enemies. And here we need to move this train to bust into the place where Sergio is. There's a different start that we could do also, which involves throwing a grenade through the roof, but I don't really know the setup right now, so I'm not gonna do that. It's about the same speed.
The setup for the grenade is by Johnny. I think he's the only person using it, but yeah, shoutouts to him, he figured out his own strat, so yeah, nice. So we're doing the car strat, right?
I'm using this start where I shoot him from the car. Oh god.
There's also Thompson nearby, and you can also get in there on foot and with a Thompson. And
that's a bit slower but safer.
Yeah.
Who needs safe starts at a Martin, right?
You can also try hitting Sergio with the car. That gives him.
Yeah.
If you do it at the right angle, it may just kill him.
Yeah, but that's risky, very risky.
Yeah, that's risky. Because if you miss him, you're kind of screwed. Oh, Voitas is using the grenade strats too. Okay, never mind then.
Yeah, I know now. I mean, Mafia can just take the model and spoons it. You don't need to replace it. Yeah, like casually you're supposed to shoot all those guys, but really you don't need to shoot any of them. You can just go through.
Yeah. And
if you park your car right, then they won't shoot you a lot.
Yeah, and the backdoor strat was figured by, I think, Jazz. He figured that there's a car, like there is a backdoor to this whole area, and you can just go through it and use a car that's parked there. The only problem is that there are a few guys there and they can kill you. But if you park your car the right way and if you do everything right, it should work, and you shouldn't die.
Yeah.
And it's around 15 seconds faster, I think. So it's worth it.
So once we've killed Sergio Morello, we can now kill Don Morello in this mission.
Vincenzo, today we need some real heavy artillery.
This is the mission that I'm just waiting for the co-op mod to use it in this mission.
Of course, Simon probably got a Tommy gun, and I
Stick
don't.
to the ancient ways and use a more
That's how it always works. They get everything they want, and you get some crap instead of a good weapon that the Thompson is.
So let's see, should we use fast car or slow car? Fast car or slow car? I think I'll go with the slow car. Because lower is better. Who needs the bolt over? The fast red car. You know what? I changed my mind. No, I love it. We actually need to get the trigger with the 4-door car, but then we can just take a faster car over here. So this is the second of the 3 missions where we need a 4-door car.
French is indeed faster, but Peter just chooses not to use it, I guess.
Yeah, French is faster, but I didn't want to use it at the marathon. I wanted people to actually be able to understand the dialogue. The estimate is high enough that we can handle that anyway. So here I need to have my gun out so he triggers faster. Cop is gonna crash into me, or not.
So you pull out your gun here because it makes Morello go a lot faster, and he actually starts to run away instead of just driving slowly.
I'm supposed to be chasing him, but I can easily get ahead of him. Oh god. Oh god. Milo, please. Nice recovery. I mean, French viewers can understand English, can't they? Alright, thanks for good luck. Don't get in my way, thank you. Oh, you can't pull out the phone off of the car unless you're on the console version. So here we have the biggest RNG point in the game, where Paulie actually has to kill Morello, but Paulie's aim is completely random.
Oh yeah, and Paulie just suddenly spawns in the car here. So yeah, welcome Paulie.
Yeah, sometimes he just decides not to shoot.
The thing is, Morello's car is bulletproof, but if you take a look there, he sometimes leans out of his window, and you need to just wait for that moment and make Paulie get Paulie close to him so we can kill him.
Nice.
The thing is, it's pretty random.
Actually, the trigger for Milo to actually get out of his window and start shooting is if you get in front of his car. If you don't get in front of him, it doesn't come out and shoot.
Okay, didn't know that.
So you need enough speed to do that. I didn't know that until a while ago, but then I noticed, and I realized, oh wait, that's when he comes out.
So the thing is, there are like 2 story endings to this mission. You can Morello can either turn to the airport and try to run away with a plane, and then you shoot down the plane, or if he doesn't turn to the airport, he can go to the bridge that is not finished yet, and they will just fall off of the bridge, and they will all die because the car flips. And
But both of those are
you
very
can-
slow.
Yeah, both of these are both of those are slow, and we don't want to do it. So we just use the faster strat with volley shooting.
Alright, on to election campaign. Oh, I didn't get the ability to... Oh, no. Let's see if I walked right over there. Yes, okay. So I was walking blind during that. If I actually get ahead, I can trigger Ralph in his first cycle over here. Otherwise I have to wait, and it wastes a bunch of time. Lego Euro starts if I can, yes.
Hey, you got some heavy-duty gear for me, Vincenzo?
You need to pick this guy off at a distance, right? So I dug out the best weapon for you. The military trains by mounting a sight on this standard rifle, similar to a hunting rifle. I got hold of a Mosin Nagant rifle. It's produced here, but the Russians upgraded it to a marksman's rifle. It's a good...
Fun thing about this mission is that you can die on it and still get sub 3 KD.
Well,
This
Tom,
is- yeah.
a decent handgun, too.
Well, I got sub 3 after like flipping my car in
Ain't
Omerta.
that the truth? Thanks.
And that's like 2 minutes there. Ugh.
I think you'll like it. Yeah, and you can get into it real easy.
I got the rifle, no worries. This is the one and only sniper rifle that we get
Thanks,
in the whole
Ralphie.
game that has a scope. Nice club. Okay, that happened.
was very fun.
I know, right? That was weird. So here we're supposed to kill some politician guy. He is on a small island. We can actually go there, but he's not gonna be there. So we actually have to come to this old abandoned prison to snipe him. But of course the prison is abandoned, but it's not empty. There are a bunch of people. Any retard like you, KD? Ooh. Now kill this guy. And
Hello, baby.
hide his body. That's a bit of a safe start over there. But yeah, KD, if you wanna join voice chat, you can join voice chat and then I'll mute you. I'm gonna do a bit of a glitch. I'm invisible now. So this doesn't save in time, it's not like a safe start or anything, it just looks cool. I'm invisible. The enemies can still see me and shoot at me, but with this, my aim is completely messed up.
Boys, we have a visitor.
So to get rid of this, I just need to zoom in and zoom back out. And see if we can do some YOLO stuff here.
Yes, I'm the
I will take the health kit.
He's here.
Alright, that was fine. He's dead, and we can go down.
The thing is, you can jump off of the roof if you have over 60 HP.
Over 40 HP, I think, something like that. And the dog was
Wait,
going
like
to leave.
60. It's like 60 HP. So if you can jump if you have above 60 HP, and you wanna kind of. Oh, okay, not 60, 40. So you're left with 60 if you have 100. That's probably what I meant. But if you have below, you just do this fancy trick of like sliding on a wall, so you don't lose any HP. It's just a little slower.
But if you do the sliding on the wall, you pretty much have to kill the dogs.
Yeah, you end up on the other side of the backyard. Yeah, the dogs can bite you way more easily.
Yeah, we don't want to kill the dogs. That would be animal cruelty. Right, here we go with JFR skip.
Hey there, boys. I have something here for you. Something special today.
Once again, we're gonna have Polly and Sam get Thompsons, and we get a bat and a Colt 1911.
Hey, boy, so what'll it be?
Get Tom here a bat and a gun, and get us 2 Thompsons.
Okay.
The GFR skip is the shit. It saves like 2 minutes, or even over 2 minutes.
Yeah, thanks.
If I recall correctly.
Thanks, Vincenzo. Yeah, okay.
Something
we can
about
do
2
that.
minutes and a half,
Thanks,
I think.
Ralphie.
Yeah, 230 to 40, something like that. I think just timed it.
Don't get stuck, thank you. So here, do we want to take the fast car or do we want to take the slow car again? We'll go with the slow car. Yet again, we need a 4-door car here. This is the last mission where we need one. So we can't use the bolt tower, but we don't really want to use the bolt tower because we're gonna do a bit of a clip to a wall.
Alright, we're going to a place in the works quarter to drop Sam off.
You can get a. I always got. I during my casual playthroughs, I always got a Tommy gun from one of the guys at the docks. So it's pretty easy to get the Tommy gun. But yeah, it sucks that you don't get a Tommy. I don't think you get a single Tommy gun from Vincenzo throughout the
Nope,
game.
you never do.
Yeah.
The only time you get a Tommy gun from what's it called? Polly in Creme de la Creme, or in the Great Deal. Yes, I think those are the only 2. So I'm gonna park at a bit of an angle. And we're through the wall. We're not supposed to be here. We're gonna kill this guy and take his papers.
This is the truck we're normally asked to steal. And this is like the main our main job
We're gonna
here.
hit the trigger from
The thing
here.
is, we would have to wait for the truck to get out of the docks, so we don't want to do that.
Yeah, it's very slow to do this with old stuff. This keep is actually the most recently found. Was found very recently.
What's funny is that there's a huge fail trigger for this mission, and then inside the fail trigger there is the pass trigger, and that you need to hit. So you need to hit the trigger at a specific angle. So you hit the pass trigger. Even though you went to the fail trigger, the game still thinks you passed the mission because you hit the pass trigger. But if you do it at the wrong angle, you can fail the mission like that.
Yeah, and actually
So
it's pretty hard to get the angle right there. I had to do a lot of practice for that.
Yeah, you just go through the second wide building. It worked, but it's not like it works every time. You just have to get a good angle.
If you do it correctly, it works every time, but doing it correctly is the hard part there.
Yeah.
Here we have Plingo starts and Beta starts all in one. If I walk backwards and to the right while carrying a crate, I go faster than going forward. And also we're loading crates through the wall because, you know, that's fun. It also skips a bunch of cutscenes, and I think people might shoot at me here for some reason. Oh god, this is not good. This only happened once before, that people start to like shoot at me for no reason here. I don't know why it's happening. But hopefully we'll make it out alive.
Yeah, no, Pudingos is in chat.
Pudingos is in chat. The extra speaker is Poker.
If you don't even have to look closely. There's the name of the brand is Scorsese Import Export, which is an obvious reference to Martin Scorsese. So it's just one of the references in this game.
So Pudingos, when is fireworks skip? We're still waiting for that. That is, fireworks skip is the only theorized skip in the game that we don't have a way to do in practice. As of now.
Sam's going to get Sally in.
Let me kill the cop, because otherwise it could make some problems here.
So sometimes you can hear Tommy say that I'm here and we don't even need to spring the trap or something like that. Don't quote me on that, but it doesn't mean you lost. It doesn't mean you lost the guys. They will still they are still likely to come after you.
Yeah.
So it's not like if he says that, that doesn't mean it's safe and you can just go straight to the warehouse. I mean, you can, but there will be guys after.
In theory you can do that. In practice, if you do that, either they'll come after you or Sam will die. So, like, that's complete RNG and we don't really want to take the risk.
Yeah, where the skip could be cool.
Today was just great. While you two messed around, I carried at least a ton of crates surrounded by guys with guns.
Somebody had to do it, and you're the youngest. Sam always has the bright ideas.
Oh, so it's Sam. Next time, you can unload the truck. I ain't touching another crate.
Well, we'll see about that.
Here we just need to take the truck back to Salieri's warehouse in Hoboken. It's just some driving. YOLO.
So I remember finishing this mission with like 2 guys onto me and police onto me. That was hell.
That's not my emote, Romero. That's I think Bagger's emote. So ask Bagger if you see him.
That's Fuzimis.
Fuzimis?
FFZ says so.
Okay, I thought it was Bagger's. I tell Fuzimi to do that. The thing about cops right here is that they don't matter too much if it's only like one cop car. They can't really slow you down, but if it's multiple cop cars, they can run into you and make you lose a lot of speed. So one cop car is pretty safe. So because of how heavy the truck is. Like the cops just rammed into me and I didn't even feel it. But we can trigger this with cops, thank god. Here we're gonna do a clip. See if I can get it first try. I cannot. This saves about a second if you get it first try.
Follow me.
Right, train part hype. Let's get hyped for the train part.
So yeah, in this mission we plan and then make a bank robbery with Polly, and yeah, the game just wants to show us, hey, look, I'm cool, I have trains. So how about you just ride this train for 4 minutes? You would like that, wouldn't you? And
yeah, but we can do funny stuff.
Yeah, we can do funny stuff, but it's still like the biggest piss break in the whole game.
Yeah, it's by far the biggest weight.
Yeah, you can just go make yourself a pizza, get back, and it's still going on, I guess.
We have looked for a way to skip this, but it's actually impossible.
I think this mission is really heavily scripted, so...
Yeah. Just like an action campaign. In an action campaign there are like a dozen triggers they need to hit in order, so like even though we could use wall clipping to skip to the top of the tower, we can't do that in practice. So
yeah, it's nice to have that break during a over 3 hour run, but still it's like in the almost in the very end, so
Be there in a few minutes.
it's not like it's so
yeah,
you can just
what is head?
just relax.
So how's everything going?
Yeah.
Aside from the last few jobs, pretty boring. Of course, my kid keeps things interesting.
You know, I actually envy you.
Oh god.
You gotta find a dame and stop making babies. When I look at my life, I don't seem to be doing much. Hang out, go to parties. I'm getting pretty bored with it. Problem is, I don't know how to do anything else.
I think most people would like to change.
Everybody imagines the adventures and dough they see in movies. There's nothing about the born deal making. Always having to negotiate deals with people, and they can't make notes of anything because of the cops. So after
Oh god, it's upside down now.
I'm starting to forget. Sometimes I
Oh
don't know
god.
promise what, who I want, and as a result, someone always messes with me. And I lose out on the dough. It just pisses me off.
Well, we still have the excitement.
Oh, that's the worst.
That's only...
When it happens for 6 months, you start
the
to
head
see
going
suddenly
upside down only happened to me once
don't
before.
think ain't worried something might happen to us.
So what are
So
we
that's pretty
supposed to
cool.
do?
This will be our last big job. It'll be enough to get me
You
a
can
piece
clip
of land
that.
someplace. Something.
Oh, really?
Wait a minute.
Just pisses me off, yeah.
Yep.
Either. So, yeah, I kinda get you there, probably.
So he'll be like this for like 4 minutes.
Yeah, he's creepy happy, yeah. That smile can be pretty creepy. Not to mention that his head is turned around. That's also.
So the guy is grumpy. Oh, he's had enough. He's leaving. Yeah, fuck this, I'm out. Exactly. It's about to turn back to normal.
Get ready. We're getting off here.
Whee.
Yeah, this is hilarious even if you're not stoned, so.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, my favorite part is the part where it turns back around. Do it again? No. Not gonna happen.
So now, after waiting for Polly to get into the train, and when waiting in the train for 4 minutes, we actually have to wait for Polly to get into the bank. Yay! Yay!
So this is it. It ain't too big, it ain't too small. Let's take a look inside.
I don't think they actually pushes him.
Yeah, it just looks nice, but I don't think it helps at all.
Yes, please. I'd like to take out $5.
And your name is?
Okay. We'll start
Of course, we're gonna discuss the plan to rob the bank. Inside the bank.
Inside the bank. This is just all of the things about this heist are just hilarious. The fact that Polly is all like, I don't know which one of all those things is just the most hilarious. There are so much bullshit in this heist. Like, we're talking about the heist in the actual bank. Polly's plan is all about, hey, I'll just stand here, right here, and quote unquote control the crowd, and you're just gonna do everything for me. And you know, I don't know anything about this bank. I just know the money's there, and you have to get there. And I don't know if that's more hilarious or the fact that Tommy is like, yeah, okay, that's a good plan.
Also, we have no masks, and we wear the same clothes that we always wear.
Yeah, this is just Polly is such a cosmic brain, and all in all, the thing actually works. This is just incredible.
Bank is connected to the home security system.
Yeah, I just and without masks, yeah. There's just a corridor there. I don't know anything else about this bank, even though I say that I know everything about this bank. This is bullshit. So you just have to get the money from a bank,
For you,
right?
that shouldn't be a problem.
No, it shouldn't.
Yeah, that's totally gonna work.
Okay, try to get something fast. We'll need it. I'm guessing they won't just let us leave. Even if we get out of the bank in time, we could still meet the cops in the city.
Yeah, I'm not even talking about developers. This story is just hilarious.
It has Palmero Club written on the wall. Great. There's still a little problem with guns. I have my own stuff.
At least you cannot say that somebody learned how to rob a bank from Mafia, because a plan like that would never work.
Best to go by train. Get on here and then go to Hoboken. Get off at the central
Tommy
station.
looking
Go
up.
the direction from which you came by the train to the nearest crossroads. Under the elevated railway, there's a road. Follow that and turn left at the next road. You'll see an old movie house called the Twister. At the
Yeah,
side entrance,
that's
you'll
the
find
most we
Yellow
can do
Pete
with
Shop.
Tommy.
Tell him I sent you. He should have something.
I'll do that now. I'll get some
He
weapons.
also doesn't move his
then the
mouth
car,
here.
Then
he
I'll
speaks.
stop by your place.
Yeah, pull in front of the building and honk your horn. The janitor's always locking the door.
And I love how
I'll see you later.
yeah, we gotta introduce trains some more. So Tommy is just gonna explain for like good 2 minutes about how to get to a place we want to get to with a train, when we can just do it with a car in 30 seconds, and the route there is super simple. But now just take the train and like I'll explain it to you, so it sounds like it's on the other side of the town.
Yeah, I mean, even going there on foot is faster than going there by train.
Yeah, totally.
But the fastest is to just steal a car and go there. Ooh, a Lassiter right there. Wish I had seen that.
Yes, nice.
No, I wish I had seen the Lassiter because it was behind me.
Oh, okay, never mind.
So it
I
took the
thought you got
right.
the last two.
Well, the right is pretty good still.
Yeah, right is also pretty fast.
So that's some more RNG.
That guy is
If you like clipping the walls, well, here's another one. I don't want to wait for him to open the door, so I just go in. See if I can get a jump here.
This is actually the place. We're actually near the place where we
Ah, I forget.
started the game, pretty much.
Paulie sent me. Need some weapons.
Yeah, if I jump at right at the right time there, I keep the jumping animation into this cutscene and it looks pretty funny.
You could say that.
Still working for Salieri?
Yeah.
Well, give that old goomba my regards.
Sure. Anyway, the weapons.
Sure. Yeah, so what does Paulie need?
Alright, so we need a Thompson and a shotgun.
That should be everything.
The Thompson is optional.
I won't keep you from your work, son. Now you say hello to Paulie for me, huh?
Sure. Thanks.
So since he didn't open the door, then the door is not open, so I need to clip through it again. But that's not a problem for me. Oh, you can do that, Paulingus? The best part about actually jumping there is that if you do it right as it's triggering the teleport, you can actually keep the momentum from the jump and jump inside the cutscene, which will probably save like half a second, but it's, I guess, frame perfect. Keeping the jumping animation instead is not frame perfect. It's pretty forgiving. Yeah, Paulie, the Exorcist guy.
The Psycho, yeah, totally.
I give the little Goomba my regards.
Okay. So the problem with moonlighting is that there are a lot of cops here, and if you have cops onto you, you cannot enter the bank.
Yeah.
So there is this great meme about Bella. Actually, on the way back from picking up picking up Polly, there is a trash can. If you look closely to the corner of the street, like Bella once hit the trash can. Cops were onto him because of the crash, and he got cops all the way to the bank, and he had to reset, and that killed his PB. Like that killed the PB pace. So that was complete bullshit.
Now, if you get cops, you can always fight them, like kill them, but that's not advisable because this mission is actually the one where we get the lowest amount of HP. The HUD will always say like 100 HP or something, but the actual in-game number of health can vary. And in this mission we have the lowest.
But his stuff's good.
Why they call him yellow?
You see his teeth? They're the yellowest in town. And they also stink the most.
Right.
Yeah, threw it in the trash. Yeah, the same trash he hit. Yeah, totally.
There was one time where it was, I think it was Bugger, where Paulie just started shooting and then fell into the void and he failed. And there's no checkpoint in this part. Like, this is the longest checkpoint in the game. It's like 7 minutes long. So that sucked, that time.
So yeah, for most of the missions you have saves inside of the mission, but this is one of the ones that have really long parts without saving. So it's really irritating if you die or anything bad happens.
Just that last shot fired in November, Lambox actually got a game crash in this part. And lost like 7 minutes or something, 6 minutes.
I still remember the time when Lambox actually forgot to go to Yellow Pete.
Oh god.
That was on the Mafia 1 and 2 race. I remember I was a rookie back then. I was just a wannabe in the community, but yeah, I still remember that. That was funny. That was pretty funny.
Anyway, so here's the bank heist. We do it really fast. This guy is gonna spawn in front of me, but it's not a problem. I need to kill all of the guards. If I don't, then we can softlock the game. The shotgun is very effective.
I want the keys to the safe and make it quick. Where are
Sir, the keys to the grid.
Shotgun is actually an insta-kill at short range, no matter how much health an NPC has.
Upstairs, in his office.
Lambox hasn't run in a while. He did run not very long ago. Can you come out of there? Thank you.
Though his PB hasn't changed since I... Oh, hey Lambox! His PB, I think his PB hasn't changed since I joined the community, which was like over a year ago.
Here I need to go back to hit the trigger. Otherwise we can't progress with the mission. And Polly just killed an innocent woman, a civilian. So F's in the chat, Bible thump, whatever you want. Or none of them, I guess. So this is still a road. Oh hey, we actually got an F and a Bible thump. And I flipped my car. Looks like we're running, boys. Is Polly with me? Yeah. I actually need Polly to be with me.
Okay,
it looks like I actually got a glot in just for relaxation and in election campaign, somehow.
Nice heist, running away with a car, then running on food, and you still run away.
Yeah. So what now? We'll change our clothes so they won't pick us up on the street. Put the dough in the briefcase.
Fine, then what?
Don't say a word to anyone. Sleep on it. Stop by tomorrow and think about what we're gonna do with the dough. I'll take it with me, so Sarah won't find it. You know?
Just don't run off with it.
Sure. I'll take off to Hawaii.
Don't try it. I'd find you and stuff that metal-plated briefcase down your throat.
I'm looking forward to it.
It worked. Polly is as surprised as we are now that his stupid plan actually
That's
worked.
Polly, he's dead. Rip. Poor Polly. Gone but not forgotten. Here we do a clip to skip some lockpicking animation.
Because if you go around the block and trigger and go outside, the car is locked. But if you clip and you can get the car without unlocking the door, and then you just hit the trigger with the car.
By the way, this is the last mission of the game.
Yeah, last mission hype. Hype. The death of art, also called the death of run by some, or mostly me. So yeah, there's the gallery that was already mentioned in the chat like twice, I think. So it's actually made after a real art gallery in Vienna.
Yeah, not taking the Baltics, I know, right? I should do that.
Out of the way! What the?
That guy in poker's background. That's Mary.
Alright, here's the final shootout. We're supposed to like shoot a bunch of people, but we're just gonna run through and shoot some people. I mean, the objective literally says kill all of the bastards, but I guess only some of them are bastards because we don't kill everyone.
Yeah. You don't have to.
We use a grenade over there to actually kill a bunch of people. We have a Thompson with a lot of ammo, and if I can open this door, thank you.
In the very beginning of this mission, Peter actually skips a cutscene after a certain, in a certain moment after you see Tommy's forehead, because
Oh, yes,
that way
foreheads.
the next cutscene will always trigger, and if you don't do that, foreheads, yeah. If you don't do that, this cutscene is not consistent. Can either start on if they didn't trigger or not.
Yes, if we don't see Tommy's forehead, we can softlock.
Yeah, and for like I think for a long time it was really a major problem in the run.
I was not expecting a guy there.
It used to be a major problem because people didn't know what causes the second cutscene to trigger, and it was kind of random.
Yeah.
So imagine just your
Stop shooting me.
trigger.
Yeah, there's usually not a guy where I died there. Usually that's clear to just go to. I don't know why there was a guy there. That's like literally never happened before. Ooh. Add one to the counter.
Sam!
No, I can clip through the front door and just fall out of bounds. That's fine. Here I'm invulnerable while picking up the halt, so the grenade just blows up in front of me.
If you do it too fast, you can get the grenade right after the health pickup, and you can die that way. So
Yep.
you just need to buffer it a bit. I guess. I always just count to 3 pretty fast, and it works.
Here is the final boss, Sam. Someone is shooting at me from behind. Just unlock him and then he dies. Get ready on time. Time.
G fucking G. Yes. Nice. Okay. So what's the final
Clappers in
plan?
chat. Anyway, we're not gonna watch the final cutscenes, but I do have a bit of a surprise in store for the end. I must confess I actually modded this version of the game, so the run is invalid. The file that I modified was the credits, so let's roll the credits. And only look on the right half of the screen, because of how it works, stuff gets put on the left, but only look on the right half. Anyway, if we have time I can show something that's pretty cool in Great Deal, which should only take like a couple of minutes. Do we have time for that? Okay. So, if you remember this shootout, most of the enemies are preloaded in this part over here behind this wall, so we can just clip through.
I can't right now.
And here are most of the enemies and the cars.
I still got some work to do.
I'm gonna blow up some of them to kill all the enemies.
There isn't time for that.
Let me do it from here.
I still gotta go do something.
So now,
I can't right now.
all of those enemies that I killed there will spawn as ghosts. And there they are. Yeah, not all of them are there, but most of them. So now they are just standing there, not doing anything. We can like shoot them and blood comes out of them, but they don't do anything. Some of them are still there, like that one. And so that way we can just complete the shootout with much fewer enemies. It takes, I think, a bit longer than normal starts, but that's gonna be it for now. I don't think there's anything else I need to show.
Great run, dude.
Yeah, thank you for tuning in, and stay tuned for the next one.